Did you ever wonder about the captivating connection between Truman Capote, one of the 20th century's literary giants, and the intriguing group of high society women known as the Swans? The story behind this relationship is as compelling as it is complex. It all began when Capote, a budding writer from Alabama, moved to New York to pursue his literary ambitions. There, he found himself in the midst of a glittering world populated by the city's wealthiest and most glamorous women, who were nicknamed the Swans. Each swan was a paragon of style, grace, and sophistication, presiding over the city's social scene with an elegance that left people in awe. Capote, with his razor-sharp wit and penchant for storytelling, quickly endeared himself to these women, forging bonds that would last a lifetime. They became his muses, his confidants, and his closest allies, allowing him a rare glimpse into the inner workings of their privileged existence. One can't help but marvel at the symbiotic nature of this relationship. The Swans provided Capote with endless inspiration and source material for his works, while he, in turn, provided them with his undivided attention and the assurance of being immortalized in literature. It was a dance of mutual admiration and shared secrets, played out against the backdrop of New York's dazzling social scene. This fascinating relationship provides a unique window into the world of New York's elite, the intricate dynamics that hold them together, and the intriguing mind of a man who managed to penetrate this exclusive circle. Born into a modest family in New Orleans, young Truman Capote always possessed a keen sense of curiosity and otherness. He grew up in the vibrant, multicultural atmosphere of the city, surrounded by the pulsating rhythm of jazz and the tantalizing aroma of Creole cuisine. His childhood was filled with colorful characters, neighbors, friends, and family who each played a role in shaping his unique worldview. Capote's curiosity was not just limited to the people around him, it extended to the subtly nuanced behaviors distinguishing the various social classes. From a young age, he developed a keen interest in observing intricate societal dynamics, an interest that would later form the backbone of his writing style. His sense of being not quite in tune with the world around him was fueled by his unconventional upbringing. He was different, he knew, but he embraced his uniqueness, using it as a lens to view the world. This feeling of being an outsider, of perceiving the world from a unique vantage point, led him to develop an almost voyeuristic fascination with those who occupied the upper echelons of society. The world of the upper crust was a world apart, with its own rules, norms, and conventions. To Capote, the allure of this world was irresistible. He would spend hours fantasizing about it, imagining the people, the places, and the experiences that were, for him, unattainable at that time. The curiosity of a writer and the keen observation skills of a seasoned sociologist. As he grew older, his fascination with this world only intensified. Through his writing, he was able to penetrate this alien world, to understand its workings and intricacies. This was a world he would later come to intimately understand. His journey into this world commenced when he relocated to the bustling metropolis of New York City. Truman Capote, the man whose name would become synonymous with literary brilliance and social acumen, began his ascent in a city known for its towering skyscrapers, relentless pace, and fiercely social circles. His eccentricity was not a hindrance but a magnet, attracting the attention of New York's glittering elite. Renowned for his distinctive flamboyance and audacious personality, Capote was a character that could not be ignored. He was an anomaly, a misfit who somehow fit perfectly in a city that celebrated uniqueness. His keen social instincts, sharp observational skills, and captivating storytelling abilities were a potent combination. These qualities drew him into the inner sanctum of New York's high society, a world where the rich and powerful rubbed shoulders with celebrities and artists, and where status was everything. He found himself irresistibly drawn to a special group of women, the Swans. These high society dames were the epitome of elegance, grace, and power. They reigned supreme in New York's social scene, their influence reaching far beyond their personal circles. Among them were icons like Babe Paley, Gloria Guinness, Slim Keith, CZ Guest, and Morella Agnelli. These women were celebrated not just for their beauty and charm, but also for their social standing. They were the trendsetters, the influencers, the women who dictated the rhythms of New York's high society. These were the women who became the muses and the subjects of Capote's works. These were the individuals, women lauded for their elegance, allure, and social status, that Truman Capote found himself inexplicably drawn towards. Icons like Babe Paley, Gloria Guinness, Slim Keith, CZ Guest, and Morella Agnelli were among this group. Women celebrated for their beauty, charm, and social standing. Truman Capote, a charismatic character with a sparkling wit, found himself cherished by the exclusive group known as the Swans. This affection granted him an unrivaled window into their lives, allowing him to delve into their private affairs, their hushed secrets, and their resplendent soirees that never failed to sparkle with the promise of tantalizing tales. This insider access was a testimony to his exceptional charm, his ability to navigate high society, and his keen observation skills. Capote, in turn, offered them something truly extraordinary. He transformed his experiences and observations into literary masterpieces, immortalizing the Swans in the annals of his writing. His intriguing stories were not just tales. They were lifelike portraits of the people he encountered, brimming with sharp insights and captivating details that painted a vibrant picture of their lives. Among his well-known works is the celebrated novella, Breakfast at Tiffany's. The story, by his friend and swan, Babe Paley, beautifully encapsulated the allure of high society, mingled with the poignancy of personal struggles. Capote's talent, however, extended beyond depicting only the glamour. His non-fiction novel, In Cold Blood, showcased his remarkable skill in penetrating the psyche of even the most cryptic individuals, bringing to life the darkest corners of human nature. Truman Capote's fascination with high society was not mere voyeurism. This interest, deeply ingrained in him, was driven by a feeling of otherness he'd cultivated from an early age. This feeling, an essential part of his personal identity, led to an intense curiosity about the lives of those embedded in the world of affluence and prosperity. These were the Swans, the glamorous women of high society, whose outward appearances of glitz and glamour masked a much deeper, complex reality. Capote was intrigued by these women, not just for their rich lifestyles and the richly detailed narratives that surrounded them, but more for their motivations, their private regrets and fears, their insecurities and vulnerabilities. He wanted to comprehend what drove them, what kept them awake at night, what them weep in silence when no one was watching. His exploration of the Swans was not a superficial one. He did not merely revel in the glittering facade they presented to the world. Instead, he delved deep into their stories, seeking to understand them at a profound level. He strived to find the core of their vulnerabilities, the root of their insecurities, the source of their internal struggles. His approach was grounded in empathy. Capote aimed to convey a sense of shared human experience, underscoring that beneath the veneer of wealth and privilege, these women were human beings grappling with their own inner demons. And in doing so, he went beyond the superficial glitz and glamour to reveal the inner turmoil and loneliness that often haunted these women behind their gilded lives. In his work, Capote humanized the Swans, illustrating them as characters of richness and depth, far beyond what their glamorous appearances would suggest. Truman Capote's writing was a masterclass in character development, his keen eye capturing the nuances of every person he wrote about. He delved into their minds, their hearts, their souls, revealing layers that would otherwise remain hidden beneath the glossy surface of their high society lives. Capote's Swans were not just socialites. They were human beings, filled with insecurities, ambitions, dreams, and fears. He dared to show them as more than mere fixtures of their affluent world, but as individuals with their own unique perspectives and experiences. His writing was laced with understanding, sympathy, even compassion. He dared to humanize the seemingly inaccessible world of the Swans. The beauty of Capote's work lay in the tension he created, the juxtaposition of fascination and empathy that permeated through his words. He crafted a delicate balance, presenting the glamour, allure, and excess of high society, while simultaneously exploring the emotional struggles and personal conflicts his subjects faced. This duality, The contrast and interplay between the external facade and the internal reality of his characters made his portrayal of high society compelling, unique, and unforgettable. This duality, this tension between fascination and empathy, is what made Capote's portrayal of high society so compelling. In essence, Truman Capote's enigmatic connection with the Swans was a defining element of his literary career. This magnetic writer, renowned for his quick wit and unique storytelling, found his muse within the elite circles of New York's high society. His interactions with the Swans, a group of glamorous women who ruled this social stratum, became an integral part of his artistic journey. Capote's ability to ingratiate himself into there was nothing short of extraordinary. His charm and his natural knack for conversation allowed him to cross boundaries that few dared to broach. Capote did not just observe the Swans, he became part of their world, obtaining an intimate view of their lives that would prove to be a goldmine for his work. He had an uncanny ability to tread the fine line between observer and participant, immersing himself in their world without losing his critical perspective. It was this ability that allowed him to craft some of his most celebrated works. His immersion into the lives of the Swans, and the empathetic understanding he gleaned from these experiences, provided the fertile ground from which his art bloomed. These experiences underpinned his work, giving rise to timeless narratives that peel back the veneer of high society to reveal the raw, often contradictory emotions that fuel it. His writing, imbued with the glamour and grit of New York's elite, became a mirror reflecting their lives, their hopes, their dreams, and their heartaches. The tale of Truman Capote and the Swans is an intriguing narrative of intrigue, empathy, and the exploration of the human condition, set against the backdrop of New York's glittering high society.